How do we feel about offering inspiration for a very, very brief recap from last week?
Are recaps in character or no?
I I'd love to. No, I'd love to.
Okay.
We introduced all our characters. We went to a party and where we gonna murder a prince, and then all the prince's friends busted in, and we spent like 4 hours in combat trying to deal with that, and then ultimately failed. The prince got away. Arrested a couple of his buddies. The rest of them were dead, but also got teleported out, so are probably gonna get revived at some point. And that's about it.
Yeah.
Sorry. The Empress did come out of her little hidey hole and was like, "Hey, fuckasses, you fucked up. Go find them right now."
Correct. um, yes, you have been instructed to seek out the witch sisters who live in the Mad Mists, which I will put you guys. Actually, I can just do this instead. I don't have to put you on any map. Which is westward. And you guys can set out at your earliest convenience if the Empress has her druthers. She would very much like if you left this moment. But if you'd like, you can try to speak to her and negotiate that you need time to rest. You are all still in the Great Hall where the party was being held. There is shattered windows and rubble and burned furniture everywhere, as well as a not insubstantial amount of dead bodies.
Um, I'd like to, after the Empress, commands, like, says, that, all of you have failed us, failed me. Go to the sisters, right? I'd like to, stand next to her, turn to everyone else, and say, um, "Yes, you've all failed our Empress terribly. Now
Oh,
go, make this right, like she says."
I need to turn myself on push to talk. I can't.
She glowers at you, Rezkar, and says, "I would not consider yourself exempt from this failure, though your courtesy to defend me, I will not forget." And she begins making her way down and out of the great hall to retire. And you all can move as you will and do as you'd like.
Great. Now she's pissed at me because all of you are fuck ups. Not you, Sylvie. You did fine.
Sophie's not here. She left with her stepfather to go get carts and horses and stuff.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm. Are you doing anything special besides acquiring carriages, you two?
Uh, Goratan is gonna be like, no, no, Sylvie, you're not like hurt, are you? Like, do you need any medical attention or anything? Like, cause I can go get a doctor if you're hurt.
I'll be fine. I don't think she would appreciate us taking longer than normal.
Yeah, you're probably right.
You did a good job though. You killed that imposter.
Yeah, that guy, he deserved what he got for sure.
Okay. Anyone else interested in doing anything, speaking to anyone in the meantime?
Who all is here? Okay. A lore question for you. As the mistress of swarms, would I be the one to go to if someone wanted like a either a small like a smallish kind of creature, right? Like who handles the creatures in this place?
As a citadel, there is very little what I would call like necessity for someone of your particular talents, which is why you don't technically live here. Um, um, uh, but there are like stable masters and folk who can get animals, and there's still like some like monsters and other things like creatures that you have limited access to. Um, that's just technically like under a different title and technically not someone that I would consider in any regard high ranking.
Yeah, I ask because I'm thinking of bringing a gift, an offering to the sisters, right?
Okay.
And I would be curious whether I brought, or perhaps someone has in this place, right? Like some pixies.
Definitely not pixies here. Not within Canehorn.
Hmm. All right. I wanted to feed them a pixie. Figured they'd like that.
They might, but that might be something you'd have to find outside the city limits.
Yeah. Okay. Then I don't think then I would have um, really anything that was I thought of something to do to prepare for the journey because I have everything I need with me. I will then just I'll turn to Fahir, and I know that Fahir at one point was flaying a body.
That is
Um,
correct.
and I'll something else I can do just while we're here. Any errant fires, I can reach out a hand and snuff them out if there's any still around.
Good
Um,
work.
yep.
I correct me if I'm wrong. I think Josal, if you are in proximity to one, it just goes out. Is that correct?
No, I did not
No?
take that item.
Okay, all right. Good to know. Very good to know.
So I'll use control
That would have
flames
made
to.
that whole last encounter very awkward.
I'll use control flames to snuff out some nearby fires and look to Fahir and say um, are you gonna bring any of that on a trip?
I do not waste meat.
Perhaps maybe we could save a thigh or some stomach for the sisters.
I will prepare more bodies.
Information that you would have. I'm sorry, Sean, you go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like I would then help, like for here, like I'll use webbing to like string one up to make it easier to work on, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Admire Fahir's craft.
Hmm. Okay, so just as you are doing this, you can converse and talk about, if you'd like, what you know about the Witch Sisters, which is actually quite limited. The mythos around them is pretty simplistic. They are some witches that live in the swamps, and these swamps themselves have more mystery to them, that has a little bit more substance. Uh, they're called the Mad Mists very simplistically because wandering through them can cause anyone to go insane, and not even shortly. Like it can very quickly. You can begin to lose your grip on reality, and as such, the substance of like history of the sisters is somewhat unreliable. Sylvie, what you know, even vaguely, is that at one point long ago, when you were a small child, your mother did ask for their help because they, as a coven, are very powerful and have influence and magical strength. But the issue is that they chose not to ally themselves with the uh, uh, Zyvian church, which means that your mother's relationship with them came to a rather abrupt end because she could not continue to associate with them if they were not going to choose to work with the church and therefore work with the empire exclusively. They choose to live by themselves and do really their damnedest to make sure no one ever bothers them. And it seems to work pretty well because anyone who goes into the mists either doesn't come out or they come out a raving lunatic.
Okay, cool. I would only share this with Goratan because he's the only one there. I don't think we've gone back yet that I know of.
Oh man, that sounds kind of sketchy. Okay.
Yeah, I think she's really pissed with us.
Well, I guess we better prepare for a fight. Hope for the best, plan for the worst, that kind of thing.
Yeah, sounds about right. Are you okay?
Giselle, oh,
The fight?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. What was that?
Oh, you okay to go into another fight?
Oh yeah, I'm totally fine. Yeah, I barely have a scratch on me.
And he kind of puffs out his chest a little bit at that.
and blood seeps from several wounds in his body.
Well, I'm fine. I wasn't even bloodied. I'm okay.
All right, that's good. And she'll give you like a pat on the arms. I don't think I can reach your shoulder or anything. I'm too short.
Giselle, what are you up to while you're waiting for the princess to return?
Josal would have probably tried to follow the Empress out, just sort of, Empress, is it really wise that we should be, after requesting protection for the princess, is it wise she should be going on this trip?
Her head or her hand goes to her forehead and she pinches her temple and she says, I wish for her safety, but I can't help but assume that this is not at least a little her fault. She is due for a lesson in consequences.
I see. What is it that you think ties her to this happening here?
Well, someone was kind enough to inform me that she had strict intention to let the princeling free. Specifically, I don't know if it is by her recklessness that they were able to pass through the outer walls and scale the towers, but I can't risk that is not at least possible. I think the farther away she is from Canehorn, the safer the rest of the Empire might prove to be.
I see. So it would seem half my job is to protect the princess from herself.
For that, I deeply apologize.
Not at all. This gives my final year's purpose. And then he will go ahead back into the group to wait for Sylvie and Goratan.
Okay. What's Copperson doing?
Copperson is cleaning blood and viscera off of his sword and is probably waiting for Fahir to be done dismembering and prepping bodies.
Okay, we can say at about the time that is nearly finished. Goratan and Sylvie have definitely made their way back into this room.
I'm going to be collecting blood and important organs, viscera, just in jars and stuff.
Okay.
Specifically, the heart is an important one.
Okay. Do you say anything, Copperson, as this is...
Say All-Star. Come here for a second.
Yes.
I couldn't help but notice that during the party, you seemed quite fond of ordering me around.
How do you mean?
You know, there's a lot of Copperson come, or don't worry about Copperson, or you'll have to excuse Copperson. I
Hey,
just want to
please.
remind you, you're my trainee.
These were not orders. Copperson.
Well, you know, they sounded an awful lot like orders, and when people that report to me say things that make me feel like they're ordering me around, makes me a little anxious. And when I get anxious, I get talkative.
I put my hand on Copperson's shoulder and look at him solemnly and just quietly nod a little bit.
Great, I'm glad we understand each other. Now,
Yes.
let's try and rally the troops here, because we got a job to do.
You and I need to spend some time alone before we leave.
All right.
Our party, the one we were planning on going to earlier previously, needs to occur still. The nature of my query has changed.
All right, well, we'll see if we can carve out a little time. Hey, everybody's back. You get carts for us?
How many carts were we able to procure?
You only need one carriage. Unless you guys are going to be weird about carriages and how many people are in a carriage.
It's
Of
a
course I am.
stretch
I'm a
stretch
princess.
carriage.
I'm sorry. I need my own carriage.
So that's what I needed to know.
I'm also not sure one carriage would have fit, like, between Rezkar and myself.
That's a good point.
Rezkar and
Copperson's
Goratan
pretty
Lashed
big.
Rezkar to the
and-
top of the thing.
Oh yeah, like a fucking mattress.
Yeah,
I'm a lady.
exactly
not
like a fucking
luggage.
mattress.
You need then if this is going to be the stipulation, then you'll need two.
Okay. Can I posit, just as an idea to the table, that maybe one of the carriages has like a second coach on top of the coach that's like open for Rezkar that someone has like established and like made up. Like it's like another like a double decker or something. I feel like that would be very opulent.
I feel like that's possible.
Say,
That'd be good for me.
Princess,
Yes.
do you think maybe you could go talk to your mom and see if we can't get a little time to recuperate before we head out. I mean, I'm all for getting these bastards, but going out at half strength isn't likely to get the results that she would like. Besides, Malibu Ken over there should go get us some more carts.
Don't think me trying to talk to her right now is a very good idea. She seems angry. I
The
don't think I've
Empress has
ever
spoken.
seen her that angry before.
I do not have lodging here. I need a private space. Small. Is there perhaps a restroom?
There's restrooms here, of course, but we should be moving. If you all need rest, then we can rest on the way.
I need to use the restroom. Copperson, come.
Copperson follows.
Okay. What do you do in the toilets?
I stop a few steps away, and I turn back to Copperson, and I look at him apologetically, and I say, "Please come, Copperson."
That's a little better.
Apologies for my order.
That's a little better. Let's go.
All right. I am going to take Copperson into a restroom, and then I'm going to dump out a heart on the floor, and I'm going to begin performing a ritual for divination.
Excellent. Is this ritual only 10 minutes, or does it take longer?
I believe it's an action.
One action. Yep. Okay. So a minute plus a couple seconds.
It's not a real ritual. I said the word ritual, and I forgot that has a D&D meaning. I mean
Oh,
religiously. I begin praying over the heart.
Okay.
And my question is, what offering should we bring for the sisters, that they may assist us?
The blood within the heart begins to seep out very, very slowly, and the muscle begins to drain of color. The deep, thick, remaining blood in its tiny little drizzling drips rights across the floor, very slowly and tracking itself, so it is a message that does not stay. The words, "the heart of a true hero."
I thank the blood. It is old. It will be forever. And then I respectfully take the heart and put it back in my container. And then I say to Copperson, we must attempt to receive the heart of a hero. Do you know one such as this?
I can tell you one thing. Nobody's taken my heart.
I would never. Perhaps there is another. We should speak with the old woman, Rezgar. She seems wise to the world.
Yeah, but she's got lousy aim. Let's go, kid.
We will do the aiming, as always. I clap Copperson on the back, like a buddy cop movie, as we walk out of the bathroom.
I'm getting too old for this shit.
What do you think the two of them are doing in there?
Blood sacrifices, probably.
You think
Relieving
they're,
some kind
you
of
know,
stress?
That's what I was thinking.
Oh, shit. Actually, as I'm walking out of the bathroom, I'm just gonna take a fucking knife and gouge myself. And I'm gonna take a bunch of damage right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they seem to like ordering Copperson around quite a bit, so who knows? Who knows?
Maybe it's like private punishment time.
Yeah, that's an image I didn't need. Thanks. I mean, you're a good friend and all, but I really didn't need that image of the two of them.
Oh,
Really, really didn't.
As we
Sylvie,
as we
you
stroll
need to be
back,
more wise to the world.
as we stroll back into the room, I say publicly, as if to avert suspicion, our need has been relieved. Great, fantastic. Rescott.
Yeah, sorry
Yes,
everybody.
no
I
one has
just needed
suspicions
to. Sorry everybody. I just needed to teach Fahir a lesson.
I need help sometimes. Rescott,
Right.
Yes.
may and may I speak with you for a moment?
Of course.
Are you aware of one who is a true hero?
Well, probably, would have been Vanya or any of the other scum that came. Although,
She gets skitters like close, like comes up to you, and then like comes behind and to the other side, leans into your ear.
although Gortan was quite a hero back in his day.
Yeah, I did all right.
That's a whisper.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Actually, let's do a stealth check from Rezkar and a perception or insight check from Goratan.
I'm going to whisper
Sure.
back as well. There
Still
is-
now. Oh, I'm sorry. Go on.
There is not a high likelihood that what I need can be gained from Goratan.
And is this? I have disadvantage on stealth check for what feels like moving from armor, but this doesn't feel like moving from armor.
Correct.
Okay.
I don't think that would. Yeah.
It's in that
Ooh.
one.
I did great.
I will still say, like, as a whisper, there's not everything that's picked up. Gortan, you hear your name and something about heroism.
You guys talking about how good of a hero I am? Because, yeah, I'm pretty great.
Actually, yes.
Yeah, give Fahir a knowing look and a smile.
Yeah, shoot that one right back, baby.
Yeah, you were really great, Dad. Real great.
Yeah, I killed, like, so many challengers who came to try and take my throne or whatever. Ton of them. Real hero stuff, you know?
A true hero. Yep.
Say, that's great. That's great, tough guy. Why don't y'all gather around for a second? Listen. We had a bit of a rough first outing, but I gotta say, not bad at all for a group that's never worked together. Now, we've got a little bit more of a sense of what we're all capable of, and I've got the utmost confidence that when we go out into the fucking woods looking for those ladies, we're gonna kick some fucking ass, all right? And everybody gets 22 temporary hit points.
Sick.
Actually, that's the best shit ever.
Nice. Can we go now before my mother comes back and gets angry that we haven't left yet?
We must seek the heart of the hero before we see the sisters.
Yeah, I think that's a great
Science
idea.
Has told me.
Say,
Got
Goratan,
it, Lily. Up.
Yeah.
why don't you ride with Fahir and I?
I can just project more.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna stick with Sylvie. Thanks for the offer, though.
Yeah, anytime. I figured two tough guys like us, we'd probably have some stories to tell.
You're more than welcome to ride in our cart, Copperson.
Fahir and I have some enforcer business we need to discuss.
We
Right.
are inseparable.
Yeah, I didn't need to know that. And Sophie looks a little green.
What are you looking at me funny for?
I'll meet you all at the garages. I just need to take care of something real quick.
I'd like to. Is there a place I can find either here? I need gold dust, and I'm happy to exchange my gold for the gold dust. But I imagine my station and where we are, I could have access to that.
Sure. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. In this facility, you can acquire some components. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I will buy 200 gold worth of gold dust.
Okay. And even even mechanically, like if you guys need component stuff, now is the time to get it, because as you would be leaving the castle, you'll be going into the city where you can acquire anything you need, especially even at this hour, because you guys are who you are.
Components.
Spells. Who needs them?
Stupid spells.
While people are shopping, might as well throw out a commune and get some more information. I don't know if I have 3 questions, but fuck, I'll make them up.
Cool.
Fucking. Alright, great. I am going to ask the question, can we find a hero in, what is this place called? Canehurst. Canehorn.
Canehorn.
No.
Will we meet a hero on the path to the sisters?
Let me roll a die. No.
Alright, I don't have a 3rd question. I respectfully thank the blood again in the ritualistic way, as if reciting a prayer or something, and then store my hearts and go back out to meet with the others.
Okay, I'm ready.
Is anything Joselle needs or wants to say?
No, there's probably not anyone here he needs to check in with, since the Emperor's already, or Empress has already told him to get the hell out. So he would like to try to find out what happened to the actual General Hexeros.
Hey, good work. Sure.
You did it. But
Well,
it's not like I can do commune or anything like that. So if the Empress wants to get something done, that'd be just peachy.
okay. Is there anything? Oh, well, like obviously nothing magical, but is there something that you would like to do? Either like maybe peek around the castle or ask around. If you'd like to put forth that effort, that's totally doable.
Sure.
Just
Yeah. While everybody else is buying stuff and shopping and all that jazz.
Okay. Why don't you make me an investigation check?
Oh, I'm super good at these. I don't suppose this involves smell. No, didn't think so.
Not enough.
What do you mean none of you have heard of General Hexeros? He's been serving here for like at least a century.
Yeah, unfortunately, you don't find anything unique. You're not even confident that you could find where his guest room theoretically would be in the keep, let alone like in theory like where he lives within Canehorn. Yeah, unfortunately, you do not turn up anything useful.
Yeah, and we have no idea when the switch would have happened. Like it's
Correct.
Yeah, it's a real tough thing.
Is this an investigation you're keeping private?
I mean, not really.
right?
I mean, he's already gone and made the roll, though. So
That is accurate, but seeing him looking frustrated, I feel like we could talk about this a little bit. And if we have time, I am well suited to something like this.
Giselle, do you make this specifically this investigation public?
I'm pretty sure at some point I overheard Fahir mention having smelled the changer anyway. So Fahir might actually be my first stop when I can't find anything.
Okay.
Like you were able to smell when the imposter was Hexeros. Can you... The real Hexeros, do you know... Can you find where he last was here in Canehorn? I know that's a tall question with not much time for an answer.
Do you have a possession? A important artifact, a piece of hair, blood, scales? Anything?
I do not. I have not seen my student in a very long time.
It is possible I may find this person, but not probable without something grounding.
Say, are you sure you don't want to leave this stone unturned? Hexeros was a real asshole.
Yes, he was. But if you-
Hexeros was...
General Hexeros remained a loyal servant to the Empress.
I mean, if you really want, you can probably try to check my mother's bedroom.
Yeah. Here, kid. And I will pull out the invitation to the party that came from Hexeros.
Yeah.
It's worth a try, although you have no real idea how long the general had been replaced. That could have been given to you by the imposter.
That's the
As could
invitation.
any item we got from Hexeros, Babar.
Oh my god.
That was my point.
What if there never was a Hexeros?
There was definitely a Hexeros. I trained him several centuries ago.
I'm going
What
to...
if he was always that thing and he was convinced to betray?
Well, why don't we let Fahir find out?
Do we really have time for this? Seriously, we're taking so long. I'm worried my mother will show up and yell at us again.
It's been about
I'm
15 minutes.
sure your mother will maintain some interest in where the lead general, who is served in bringing this enemy to heel, has gone to, Princess. If he is still alive, then she might consider sending forces to retrieve him. Other than
Yeah, nobody
ourselves,
failed her
of
worse than
course.
that dick.
Most of the territory conquered by the Umbral Empire's armies.
Giselle, I don't mean to interrupt, but we don't
And
have
yet
a lot of time,
you
so
do.
I do. Fahir needs to do their work. Anyone who doesn't want to be here and wait for it can go sit at the carriages till we're done, okay?
I'm gonna sniff the invitation. Does it smell like the shape changer that was masquerading as the general or someone else?
Make me an investigation check with advantage. Yes, it does. It was a very low DC based on the context you had, but
Smells like the shape changer.
yeah, when you arrived and the scent that you picked up, it is that same smell.
This was given to you by the false general.
Wonderful.
So a
I
mystery
will-
for another time.
I will still try, but there are no guarantees. There is nothing to ground the blood. I'm going to produce my stone basin and then try to scry on General Hexeros,
Okay.
which
I
I
just
believe
love all
will
this
give
blood
minus.
stuff.
I believe we'll give -5 to the DC. Let's just post that actually.
Yes, please.
Yeah, he can always choose to fail that if he wants to be found.
Okay. That's
Assuming
true.
he's alive, which I'm not assuming is the case.
Okay. The censor takes you to a brightly lit place far away. You can tell that the darkness over Canehorn and most of the Umbral Empire does not touch this place. And you see some weapons in a pile that have been neatly organized, and a pile of cinder.
Are we all here, or is it just Fahir?
And I'm looking into a basin that is showing you this.
Oh, okay, okay.
And this, it's brightly lit, but does it fizzle out like it did the last time?
No.
Okay.
Not all of Trosha is shielded by scrying, only the fortress, to which you would naturally assume, and you know that Kevroth lives in.
Hexeros is shown as ash next to weapons on the frontier in Trosha.
I suspected they may have killed him to replace him. He would never have allowed the Empress's enemies to proceed.
I don't suppose you saw an intact heart in that pile of ash.
Blood does not leave in the ash.
We can never catch a break.
Shame. Alright, let's go see these sisters.
We will not find the heart we need on the way to the sisters.
That's
must-
nice to bring a gift, but you can't. You do what you can. You work with what you have.
The nature of my information implies we will need the heart regardless. The sisters are not going to help us for free. They hold no
Well.
love for the Empire.
There's only one way to find out for sure.
It is a long way to trek to be told no again, something we already know.
Is it possible they will instruct us on where to acquire this particular item they want?
If they want it, of course they will.
This is true.
So we should get moving.
And she moves to go to the carts.
All right, I follow. That's pretty unassailable logic.
I thank you, Fahir, for trying to find my student.
I can do this once a moon, and if you wish, you may view him to grieve.
Not necessary. Thank you for the offer, though.
You are welcome.
Do we have a driver for our carriages?
If Sylvie and Goratan would have thought to do that.
I mean, I'm pretty stupid.
I would because I'm spoiled. I don't do anything for
I actually have
myself.
land vehicle proficiency though, so I can actually drive one of the carriages.
Okay.
I think I would request a driver because I don't do anything. That's peasant work.
That's fine. Those who will not be driving will receive a short rest on the trip. But not Goratan, because he wants to drive.
No,
it
I didn't say I
sounds like.
wanted to drive. I said I could drive if I needed to.
Okay.
In case they all get killed, he can drive the cart.
Okay. I mean, the DM gave you an opportunity to have a driver, so
Yeah, like if it was I can drive if we don't have a driver, but since we have a driver, I'm good.
we have 2 carts, 1 driver, right? So you
No,
can
I
either
can't-
you can manifest
No.
the driver.
There can be more than one driver because you guys still are in the castle.
I mean, if we got 1 driver, we got 2 drivers. You know, if we needed the 2 carts and we knew we were getting drivers, why would we not get 2 drivers?
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You are given the creation manifestation here. You can choose to have drivers or not.
We have drivers, and Sylvie will stick her head out once she hears you guys approaching to tell Goratan to sit in her cart.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go hang out with Sylvie. I'll see you guys when we get there, I guess.
Which card has the portion for me up top?
Whichever one you want it to be.
I don't know if Sylvie would take that one or not, so I think it might be the other one.
Okay.
But what I'll do is I'll send a little spider friend to tuck itself into their cart so I can hear them if I want to, and then I'll spin a web for myself to get comfortable in the other cart on top.
Mm-hmm. All right. Logan forgot how the game works.
I forgot how hit dice work. I never used them.
Relatable.
What are the creatures that are pulling our carts?
Hellhounds, baby.
Cool.
Sarah, you
Like-
can't
like
keep doing this
big-
to me.
Big-sized hellhounds? Because
Maybe there's just a whole lot of them.
Sarah, I want the fire puppers.
I know. You have a much better chance with this one than you do with the nightmares. These are domesticated, kind of.
The other one was bred in captivity.
Okay. So you all pull into your wagons and you pull down again the rain-soaked roads of Canehorn and are nearly stopped at the gate, but these carts have a distinct appearance. These are absolutely the chariots of the crown. Whatever it is that you are doing obviously is important, and you are all allowed passage without question. Outside the city is craggy, dark mountain, thick ocean mist, and dark skies, and no moon, no stars. And shortly after passing over like the desolate plains that bridge the gap between the cliffs over the water and the mountains to the north, you pass over or you actually have to move around and through the foothills, heading west, and then following the mountain fringes towards the Mad Mists. The Mad Mists are a dense, swampy forest that has taken in so much water from the ocean side, and for all intents and purposes is completely inhospitable towards all natural forms of life. And standing and towering above the tree line is a incredibly impressively massive tree from which the branches seep this mist that just falls almost like a rain from a cloud into the trees and then trails into the fringes. It is a few hours of passage, though, because it is in a cart and it is not even at the luxury of the queen's escort. Essentially, this is not comfortable enough for you all to take a long rest. And when you get closer to the mists, there is the natural issue of these carts not being particularly well suited to travel through here, as nothing ever is suited to. So you are still allowed some passage, some movement, but it is substantially limited. Let me just get you there. Hi, kiddo. Baby boy just got home. Okay, folks. Let me just get you a little bit more. Can y'all see okay?
Mhm.
Yep.
Okay, great. And there comes a point in your movement. Now, there's also a very substantial, or I should say, a very substantial issue where none of you, because of the nature of the mists and the fact that nobody goes in or out, you don't exactly know where the sisters live. And as such, you will need to be doing some mechanical skill checks. Yay! To gain progress. I need. Okay. Oh, hold on, I've got it written down. Okay. So we need survival checks from anyone who would be willing to offer tracking skills and ability. And for every failure, you are essentially lost for an additional hour within the mists, and you need to make and succeed a check every hour. You need to make 3 consecutive checks. But there is a minimum of 3 hours within the mists that you could be lost. It could be much longer than that as well.
Could I have a thought on
Mm-hmm.
how to maybe gain information?
Mm-hmm.
Could I attempt to speak to the spiders that live in this forest?
Do you have a spell that lets you do that, or is that just a thing you want to
I
try doing?
you have allowed me to be able to speak with hold on, let me see. Oh yeah. I can use speak with spiders at will.
All right. Okay. That being the case, you can absolutely, stop the carriages and go and hunt for a spider, which I'm not going to require a skill check for. But then you need to talk to one, and then you need to make a persuasion check.
Cool. Am I able to just kind of like vibrate my bristles and like call spiders to me?
Sorry, say that one more time. I was reading the chat.
Am I like, as my made-up title, Mistress of Swarms, and being a spider person, am I able to like call, like it release a pheromone to
Yeah.
like call the
Acquiring the
spiders to
spider.
me?
Yeah, acquiring the spider's not the issue. It's just a matter of whether or not they're going to tell you anything that requires
Yeah, I
the
just
check.
didn't want to have to stop the cart and pull everything over for what I think is like I think it's reasonable. I might be able to call spiders to come to me instead of me go to them.
You certainly can, but you are still going to need to stop moving the cart so that it can get to you. It is a spider.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to. I don't want to
If
magic
that
this thing to
spider's
death.
not fast enough to keep up with a cart, it's not worth talking to.
And again,
Yeah.
if you would like,
Yep.
and since this is coming up in chat, if you would like to assist each other in this check and work together as a group, which I recommend as it is D&D, you do need to all speak with one another, and carts do need to at least slow, so you can all talk, unless you want to cast message or something else.
I'll lean down in so my head is in the I guess like whatever window is on the door, right, to the carriage, and say
Well, we need to find these sisters and find our way through the mist. I was thinking I could maybe talk to some of the crawlies around here, see what they have to say.
This is not a bad idea. The creatures of the forest probably know it better than any others.
Maybe. They're pretty stupid most of the time.
Yeah, rouse the locals. Always a good idea. It's a classic.
There is a simple kind of intelligence in most creatures. Direction is among these things.
But they may not be able to provide us with a lot of good information, so
We will
what
only
about
know-
you all?
We will only know what they can tell us if we ask them. Do your magics.
I will I'd like to summon a shit ton of spiders then. So like I only want to speak to one, but I want them to swarm the carriage.
Oh, fuck.
I will do mine as well. I'm gonna hop out of the carriage and shift and start sniffing around.
All
Yeah.
right. Excellent. Rezkar calls and just beckons a very soft noise from the back of the throat, and a wave of at first nothing, but it looks like merely specks of dust that begin to coalesce and form, and you acquire a swarm. And Fahir, what exactly you're shifting, and what exactly are you doing, like mechanically as well?
Yeah, I'm just gonna be making that survival check with advantage is what's gonna happen.
Yeah, excellent. Okay. All right. Did you make the roll already or no?
I did not, no.
Okay. We'll do that at the end of the spider conversation. Rezkar, you speak to some of the spiders, or a spider specifically.
Yeah. I'm one of the big juicy ones crawls its way out, and I'll lift it up and say to it,
Hello, Larry. It's good to see you're still alive. I heard that there were these 3 sisters, witches in this forest. We're trying to find them. Say hello. Have any of you seen them?
Can you make a persuasion check?
Sure. I am quite bad at this. It's a 12, which is good for me.
What Larry tells you is that they live towards the center of the forest, but it is supposed to be secret. It's a very special place that they're allowed to go to, and as long as they are nice and kind and help the sisters, they are welcomed and fed in their home. So they don't want to spoil that relationship, even for you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Say hi to the missus for me.
And then I'll send them scattering away.
Mm-hmm. All right, and Fahir, crawling around and hunched and sniffing the air. This mist is thick and difficult to see through. You have, with your extended vision and your familiarity with the wilds, you do not have as much trouble navigating it as perhaps someone else might. But this is still very different than what you're used to. Why don't you give me that that survival check with advantage? Okay,
I got guidance to throw
Nice.
on that.
sure. Okay, so this counts as a success. This navigation still requires an hour of time though, so I do need everybody to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh my god. Giselle and Fahir, those numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Alright.
and Rezkar and Fahir, you have a +5, and I've got a +6.
Okay. Looks like Sylvie is the only one who has failed. Sylvie, could you roll me a D100?
Is this considered a charm effect? Out of
It is
curiosity?
not.
Okay, cool.
Sylvie, you are in the back of the wagon, very comfortable. And playing your lute and not caring at all about what anybody else is doing. And your eyes sort of drift into the mist, into the fog, and you kind of think a little bit about more about your home and the ocean and the fog over the ocean, and you become a little entranced and then overwhelmed and then quiet, and your fingers freeze and you cannot move. You take the paralyzed condition for 7 minutes.
All right.
And Sylvie just suddenly goes quiet next to Giselle and Goratan.
Is it pretty obvious something's wrong, or is she just quiet?
Probably mid-strum.
It's probably weird. You can roll an insight check. Giselle, you hear almost as if the again what would consider mid-strum, and the ringing just sounds, but the tension is still held on the strings. It's strange, at least, and she has a faraway look, which is and a little slack-jawed.
Princess. Goratan, something is wrong. Goratan. Oh
Hey, Logan. Did you hear that someone's talking to you? Oh, Logan's whole computer crashed.
dear. Oh shit.
Fucking
Something's wrong-
nice.
Something's wrong with Goratan, too. It's contagious in the cart. Get out, Giselle.
I figured I've been walking beside the cart this whole time because I am probably pretty big to be fitting in there with 2 other people.
Well, these carts are designed to fit like 3 normal-sized people on one bench, and there's 2 benches.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. They're just kind of small on the map because otherwise they're enormous on the map.
You gotta fold them ears in.
Not the ears.
The trunk.
Anyway,
Hey,
Giselle,
now.
do you take any do you take any action, or do you just wait to see if everything's okay?
No, Joselle will immediately run back to Rezkar. God damn it. Mistress of Swarms, there is an issue in the front cart. Please come.
Of course, everything all right?
If it were everything were all right, I would not be coming to get you. There is something wrong with the princess.
Okay.
I'll come down on my web. And
Copperson hops out of the cart and walks up too.
Princess, and I will try to just give her a little shake. Oop, we lost somebody. Oh, that was probably Logan.
Logan,
Finally
yeah.
crashing out. Give Sylvia a little shake. Princess. Princess.
There is no response.
Rezkar kind of like leans in to kind of take a look at Sylvie a bit, thinks for a moment, and then just yells, "Sylvie!"
Copperson will reach into the cart and slap Sylvie slightly and say, "Hey, kid, snap out of it."
Are you intending on doing harm? Oh, okay, there you go. Okay.
I don't know if it's a spell effect or not, but I'll give it a shot.
It turns out that it's not. But again, you are striking her? Are you making to
No,
Are you-
it's just a
no.
light slap. It's not. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Copperson walks up and just decks her.
No, it seems
Wow.
fine to me.
She's really out of it. Maybe she's just tired from the fight. I mean, we've all had a very long day already, and there's a lot of things we have to get done.
Just gonna let it sit, let it ride.
We should just make sure she's comfortable.
I'll use my weaver's tools and webbing to quickly create like a little pillow to put behind her head.
Okay. Yeah.
During the battle, you were able to break the spells of others. Could you do that again here?
Well, maybe. It's pretty powerful magic, and, well, that fight took a lot out of me, saving the Empress. Okay? So, probably not.
So I'm clear, you are too tired to aid the princess.
Well, alright, jeez. It's gonna take time.
It would seem we have
Great.
that in abundance.
Y'all take all the time you need.
Okay, cool. I don't know what's happening, and I have no way of necessarily determining it. So the first thing I will do is I will draw forth a very dark looking tome from my web sack, and flip through its many evil pages, and I'll spend the time to try to ritually cast Identify on her. So I'll place a hand, and I'll spend the 10 plus time minutes to do so.
Thrilling.
You'll be unparalyzed in 7.
Yeah. Yeah. You are partially through your ritual. The webs between your fingers dance and move, and you feel you're close to understanding what is happening when Sylvie suddenly blinks, realizes she has incredibly dry eyes, and is able to move again.
Oh man, that's gotta be the worst.
Well, that was faster than I thought.
Ugh, why is my neck so stiff?
You have been frozen for some time.
What?
You're right, Sylvie. You kind of went, whoa.
I don't understand what that means.
You were in the middle of playing your lute when you simply stopped moving. You froze completely.
Oh, that's odd. Was it some kind of spell?
Perhaps this forest, this swamp.
Well, it's called the Myth of Madness, so,
Oh, Yeah, we should probably get out of the mist soon. And Sylvie
Well,
will put down her loot and readjust the blanket on her lamp.
there. You just rest up, okay? We'll take care of everything.
I'll turn to Joselle and whisper,
These myths are everywhere. We're not getting out of them.
The sooner we find these sisters and bring the Empress's wishes to them, the sooner we can be gone from this place.
Yeah, we should find where Fahir is, make sure they're okay, and then keep moving.
Fahir was scouting ahead. Stay with Sylvie. I will see if I can find Fahir. And I will try to find Fahir.
Fahir's not far away. Fahir is able to, will be able to track with instinct and scent and others, and navigate for the next hour without trouble. But they're not far away.
who else needs to do stuff?
Well, you all need to make a secondary survival throw, whoever is leading the way. If Fahir wants to continue navigating, obviously he stands a very good chance of success. That is up to him. And yeah, you guys can determine who wants to lead together.
I heard from the swarms that the sisters were near the center of the forest, so at least we have some kind of idea.
Okay. Oh wait, Lily's AFK. That explains a lot.
Oh, I can eat for a little bit in that case.
Oh yeah, that'd be a problem.
Yeah.
Get out of it. I'll take the lead for a little bit.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
I need
No, Kermit, what have you done?
You get lost in the swamp, BRB.
You got it, Dad. I believe in you.
I need everyone to
Just
make another.
imagining the Kermit, when he's got his arms waving.
Yeah, wisdom saving throws, everybody.
We're gonna get lost in my swamp hole.
Yay!
I live here.
I love being bad at wisdom. It's great.
You made this choice.
I know. It's great. I love it. I wasn't being sarcastic.
I need another D100 from you. Okay.
Sarah, you know I like to torture my characters.
I know you do. Okay, I'm gonna whisper this one to you.
Cool.
There you go. Okay, so you guys are lost and wandering for another additional hour within the mists, and can make another survival check at the end of that hour to try to get back on track.
Goddamn, I think we've seen this rock before.
No, it's they all look alike, you know.
Oh, cool. Lily's back. I don't have to lead anymore.
Fahir is very acutely aware of the misstep that Goratan has taken you all on, and Lily, if you'd like, you can roll your survival check with advantage to lead on for the next hour.
Theoretically, I'd have advantage on survival. Jesus. Advantage on survival checks. Tracking by smell in a swamp. Doesn't seem like a great plan.
Yeah, that doesn't seem to work. That doesn't sound right for you.
Also,
Tracking-
not trained in survival.
Also, tracking a house by smell.
Yeah.
Right.
Smells like house over here.
Okay, so again, Fahir brings you ever closer towards the center of the swamp. You notice that it is, in fact, taking you closer towards the tree, but there is enough fog and other elements within the swamp that make it like, I'm just going to go right for that center tree. Not necessarily possible. Let's get another wisdom save, everybody. Sylvie.
Great. Do you think it will kill me?
He's indomitable.
Okay.
No, I'm fine actually. Never mind.
Okay. Let's get D100s from Sylvie and from Goratan. Okay, and I will. Let's see. Oh, what have you done? Okay, one moment. And Goratan, you got a 27. Oh, this one's hard to ignore. Goratan just uncontrollably goes through this cycle of laughing and crying and cannot be communicated with at all. You just think you see something a little bit strange in the mist that at once terrifies you to the point of screaming in horror, and then crying in shame and panic, and then laughing hysterically at your own folly, which then kind of brings you back around to crying eventually, and then looking out the window and screaming. And that goes on for 7 minutes.
Man, my character ends up just like me in real life.
Hey, Fahir,
Hey,
you hear
Dad,
that?
you okay, Dad? Dad, hello?
There's something out there. There's something out there, Sylvie.
Oh, that laugh.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
hey, I think, um, I don't know what to do. Hey, Joselle, I think there's something wrong with my dad.
Nothing wrong with me. There's just something in the mist over the. No, never mind. Never mind. I'm just stupid. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys.
You're it's okay. You're not stupid. You're just
Fine. It's the mist.
I just feel so dumb, you know.
you're not dumb. It's okay. You can still try to reassure you.
And one more wisdom save. A Rezcar. I need a D100.
Does an 18 fail?
Oh, that's right. The +5. Nope, all good.
Yeah.
Sick.
All right. The shock and confusion and frustration of hearing Goratan go through this horrific emotional cycle for way too long. Eventually, kind of keeps all of you guys at your senses and nearly to the point of the paranoia that he seems to have fallen into as well. But eventually,
Oh, I didn't
pulling.
do another one, sorry.
Oh yeah, please. I think you should be. Yeah, you're fine. Eventually, the carts come through into a clearing that is fetid with water, and here the swamp has sunken to a point to accommodate the weight and the depth of the roots of this massive tree, that it is just water around it. It is rising from a swamping stagnant pool. This incredible, like hundreds of feet tall behemoth of plant life that has carved into it and set against it some wooden structures. And it looks like on one side there is a bit of a building, a house that has been carved and uh, and and built against and into the massive tree trunk. There is a door that is set on a porch that is in the face of the tree bark, and a plank, like a planked staircase that leads from a dock that is that is against floating above the water that leads up to this porch as well. Um, uh, you can choose to try to swamp through and tread through the water. Sylvie, that is fully not really an option for you if you choose to be able to walk again. But there appears to be a very tiny rowboat nearby, almost like it was waiting for you.
Hey, Dad, could I get some help out of the cart?
Well, of course, Sylvie.
And I'll help her step down.
You,
No, she doesn't have legs right now.
Oh, you don't have legs. Yeah, I'll carry you around for a little bit.
She's also twitching and fidgeting a lot more than you're used to. Like she's kind of hard to wrangle.
Like a fish flopping around.
Rezkar will get off the carriage and like raise her body up so her legs are like elongated, so her body portions of her spider carapace like don't touch the water, or attempting to. I don't know how deep the swamp is.
Would you like to find out?
Yeah. I mean, I go into it and go towards the boat.
All right. If you just go towards the boat, you only sink a couple of feet, and you have long enough legs to keep yourself above water still. You go to the boat, and it shifts and snaps out at you. This giant mimic.
Oh, you fucker.
You can choose to try to fight the mimic, or you can just let it go.
I'm gonna point a finger at it and say,
No. Sit.
Bad boat.
I think that's an intimidation check.
oh yeah, like that. Here we go. It's a 7.
One of the oars that is in this boat that acts out as an arm just smacks you, and let's see. It does not do damage, but it hits you.
I'll recoil and back away, and a spider hisses come out from me, and the hair on my body bristles.
Okay, look, if you're meant to take us there, you can't be doing that, okay?
It settles down.
I'll turn to the others.
Well, are you coming?
I am utterly shocked that worked.
I'm honestly shocked you didn't try to kill it.
Well, I mean, look at it. It's kind of cute.
Right. Cute.
A boat that eats its passengers. Adorable. And Joselle will walk straight over and just climb on.
How big is this boat, by the way? Do we all fit on this boat?
Of course you do.
Does the thing try to consume Joselle when he steps on?
You see it flex as if it's trying to resist the urge to.
I don't know how good of an idea this is, folks.
It'll be fine.
Don't believe we have much of a choice. Joselle will look down at the boat. It would not be a good idea to sink us, which is what will happen if you try to eat us, so please don't. If you can simply take us there, that would be...
Jazar, please step away from the boat for a moment.
I'm already on the boat. What do you need me to do?
Please step away from the boat for a moment.
I will walk back across the top of the water until I am back on solid-ish land.
Uh-huh.
I am going to take like my flayed corpses and throw one to the boat.
The sides of the ship close like a Venus flytrap, and it chews it up. It chews up the body, and then you hear a swallowing noise, and then the body's gone, but there's blood everywhere.
I'm gonna keep feeding the boat until I run out of corpses or until it is sated.
I think one body is substantial. That's actually
Alright.
quite a big meal for a mimic.
All right, I think in my head I only brought like 2, so that's probably good. That one was
Right.
enough.
Oh, we found a use for them already.
You have not been eating off of these. These are road snacks.
Well, I only took a little.
Ah, yes. It is clear you watch your figure.
Thank you. Alright, let's get on the boat.
You get on the boat, it rocks and shifts and pitches a little bit as it flexes again, but it relaxes. And then the little arms of it go through the water and row you to the dock.
Sick. I will just because there's a lot. I'm sure the thing works. There's a lot, but there is a lot of us, and Joselle is a big elephant boy.
Can I just swim across?
I was going to say, can I just walk across the water? As long as I don't stop moving, I don't
Yeah.
sink.
Yeah, you guys can go into the water.
Yeah, Sophie's
I mean,
just gonna
that
jump
seems like
into
a
the
bad
water.
idea. No,
You know, it's
Princess,
still gonna do
you
it.
don't know what's in that. Okay. I will walk as close to the princess as I can.
Okay. Can I get a perception check then from Sylvie?
Cool, I'm so good at that.
You're the one who didn't want to take the boat. Okay. The roots of this tree shift and do not seem to be taking root. They move and create soft currents and touch and interact with the animals under the water. And all the creatures here look like they might be dead, but they are moving just fine. They look just foggy and don't seem to be interacting with one another really at all. It's weird. It's weird.
Are there fish? I really want to talk to fish now. No, it's fine.
Do you want to talk to fish, or do you want to just get to the dock?
No, I'm good. We'll just get to the dock.
Okay, you guys make it to the dock. You guys are on the dock now.
Sick. I head up to the front door and knock on it.
You hear a voice from inside say, "Come in."
I open the door and come in.
All right. Inside is actually this entire center of the tree is hollowed out, and it's very obvious. You see 2 figures, one who is by the fire and seems to be watching it with her hands kind of close by, little sparks and tendrils of flame bouncing up to reach her fingers, and then she's flicking her fingers like you do with water to throw it back into the fire. She has darker skin and dark curly hair, some gray, but she looks like in her face quite young. And in the back, in what is the more of the tree part of the house, is a very slender and small built copper dragonborn who is sitting over a bunch of mechanical devices and seems to be tinkering. Has big goggles. One of them has a massive magnifying glass over one of her eyes, um, and they they well, the one in the foyer stops and waves to you and says, "Hello! Oh, it's about time you got here. It's been a little longer than we expected. Did you get lost?"
No.
A little
I
bit.
I admire you attempting to lie to me. And she leans back in the chair and shouts down into the other room, "Demi, there's a liar among them!" And the Dragonborn looks up and blinks through the magnified lenses. "Oh, good. Oh, that'll be good. That's good, right? That's good." Anyway, did Eumone finally come to her senses? Is she actually willing to commit now to the circle, or is she still on about that whole the power from the center is the only authentic power in on our Sidon? And is she still on about that? Is that why you're here? Is she finally willing to extend an olive branch?
I'm going to nod enthusiastically when she's talking about the Empress's fanaticism, and then think better of it and stop.
Not quite.
I doubt she'll
Uh,
extend anything. What? She won't.
I assume that, given your reputation, that you would already know why we're here.
It works better if you just tell us. So the one in the back says, and she sets down the tool she's working with, and the construct she has in her hands just falls to pieces.
It is the polite thing to do. We are tracking the prince who escaped from the execution,
Prince
Doing-
Vanya.
due in no small part to our incompetence.
The
Due
one
in larger part to very extensive planning on the part of Kovrinth.
the one by the fire beams and says, "You captured and then lost Vanya."
Well, I like to think of it as,
I
they escaped,
don't
but we
believe that.
didn't lose them.
But
I
you
don't
need
believe we actually
No,
captured Vanya at all, because it was General Hexeros who brought in Vanya, but by then Hexeros was already dead, replaced by this shape changer we battled with. This whole thing was simply, more likely, an attempt to assassinate the Empress.
Ooh. Plot thickens. She taps her fingers together, and you hear some heavy footfalls coming from the other room. The one called Demi turns around and looks towards this door back here, and a large, heavy Firbolg woman, not the one that you've seen before, comes in with a tray with a pungent tea and cups and a pot, and sets it down and says, "You've been traveling for a while, yes? You got lost, right?"
That is correct.
She begins to pour the tea, and it is a vibrant red, and begins handing out cups to you if you will take it.
Fuck yeah, dog.
Gortan will have
Yeah.
some.
Sure, that will have
Absolutely
some
not.
tea.
I
Thank
offer
you.
I offer in return, in my other hand, some people jerky.
I'm
Eh,
sorry, what kind of tea is this?
Oh,
Hot.
it is red cardinal flower and baneberry. It'll help soothe your nerves and also promotes menstrual regularity.
Oh, Okay.
Copperson said he's not taking any. Sylvie, do you take any?
She'll take a cup and nurse it.
Okay. By the way, Sarah, for some reason I have access to Rezkar's character sheet. I
That's-
don't think I should have that.
That's correct. I will amend that.
Oh, I can also see it.
Yeah.
Oh,
can-
I know what
can
it
make her
was.
Dance.
It's because it took a minute for Sean to get in to like make the character, and so I didn't have to be there to give him permissions. I just gave it an open permission for whenever he was ready.
Sick. Hey, if you're messing with my sheet, can you reconnect my token to the sheet? Because it is not connected.
Yeah,
Jeez.
mine is off also. Like mine has me still at 195 hit points instead of having leveled up.
How rude! How rude!
I
It's
suspect
not a big
that
deal.
We're not the only ones that might have a problem. Oh, wow, it lost an attribute entirely. I wonder if I can set it.
All right. Well, what we'll do actually is we'll take our 15 or 10. It's a 10, and I will fix all of those. Let me know if there's any other people having any issues, and I'll work on that in that time. Okay. I think we're gonna be back. Adam, you here?
I am.
Okay. Monkey, you're here,
Yep.
and Sean and Ted, you're here.
Mhm.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. Oh, shoot. What were we talking about?
We're just drinking tea and having a nice time.
Okay. That does mean, Monkey, you get to roll back one of your madness levels that you've acquired.
What do I roll?
I say roll back, like you don't have to roll anything. You are just no longer insane.
I don't know how that works.
That last whisper I gave you, even though it's like ironically very close to your character anyway, it just no longer applies as a
Oh,
as a
okay.
feature to your character.
That's fine. I already do that anyways.
I know, but like with madness, it would require you to do that regardless of what else was happening in the environment. No longer the case. You can choose to make decisions.
Choose to make bad life decisions. Got it.
Yeah. Anyway, the woman at the fire gets up from her chair and puts out a hand to each of you, and says, "My name is Violet. This is my sister Sybil," and she points to the Firbolg, "and my sister Demi," to the one in the back who has gone back to her construction, and just puts up one hand in a wave over her shoulder.
Oh, that's cool. I've got a half brother who's human.
Hello, my name's Rezkar, Mistress of Swarms, but I'm sure you know that already.
No.
Why would she know that?
Well, they're supposed to know everything.
Oh, who told you that?
I don't know. I just figured, you're the crazy people in the middle of the woods in some kind of crazy mist thing.
Anyway, and she smiles at the rest of you.
Because a person is wise does not mean they know all.
Well, the Empress told us to come here because they would have answers. I just thought that, look, you know what? My bad for assuming.
The ability to know anything is not the capability to have all knowledge at once.
You're looking for information.
We need the
Copperson-
prince.
Copperson's got his one hand up to his head and is sort of shaking his head a little bit and sort of half to himself, but clearly loud enough for everyone. Oh my God, it's like you people have never dealt with informants before. Okay, look. You either know where the prince is or you don't. You either want to help us because it'll help you, or you want to help us because we can do something that'll help you, or you don't want to help us at all. But the rest of this is just nonsense. So can we get on with it, please?
I like the tea, Copperson. It has been a while.
I am forced to agree with the enforcer. Whatever deal must be made, whatever action must be done for the information we require. The Empress would not have sent us here if she was not completely aware that you could give it to us. How can we acquire this information from you?
Her head rocks from side to side, and her curls bounce, and she says, "The Divine Empress doesn't know everything." And she gets up from her chair and walks into the other room. "The Divine Empress needs our help. The Divine Empress does not know everything," and begins walking into this other room, a ways off. And the Firbolg, kind of hunching in on herself, says, "Divine Empress doesn't know much. Divine Empress wishes she knew more." And the one in the back says, "I mean, fuck the Divine Empress. What do you guys want?"
I web whip right next to her fucking face when she says that.
That's not very nice. You shouldn't
Mind
just
your
attack
manners.
people. Come on, you know the whole divine thing is bullshit. She doesn't have anything divine about her. She just made it all up.
Of course, but it's so much more interesting to hear it admitted.
Okay, good
Sylvie,
luck with that. She's not going to admit to that.
Sylvie, don't talk bad about your mother.
I feel like that's my job to bad talk her. No? Yeah? Isn't that what kids
Whatever
are supposed to
needs
do?
doing, Rezkar.
I just think maybe they should be a little more polite.
We
She
are
allows you to
there.
be here.
She
I
We
mean,
are.
like them being polite is one thing.
She allows us. She
Um,
allows
we're in
us.
their
She
house, we should be
wishes she
polite to
allowed
them.
us. She wishes that we were under her thumb.
You avoid.
Listen, let's not lose sight of the opportunity that you have in front of you right now. You want something done? You've got 6 able bodies that are willing to do it in exchange for information. Is that
Heart.
something that's interesting to you or not?
The heart of a hero.
The other one dances back into the room with a large tome under one arm. "That's right, a heart of a hero, a true hero."
This I told you before we left. We have trekked through the swamp for hours, only to learn something I already knew.
Then how come
Well,
you
you
didn't
didn't
come
know
with
where to
one?
find one, did you? Didn't we say we're gonna go here to ask them to point us to where they want us to find the heart of the hero?
Then why have we not come up front and said this information?
Because we were talking about other things.
Pleasantries.
Politeness.
This tea is really good, by the way. I know that's kind of a departure from what we're talking about, but like, damn, this is great. Great tea.
Thank you.
We are past the pleasantries. Perhaps we can.
Perhaps before we move past them, I would like a question, if I may.
Question. What's your question?
You are those who live out from under the thumb of the Empress, as you have delicately put it. How do you manage this?
Simply put, our offer was simplistic. Our offer, as part of the Empire, was free reign and control over our own faculties. And this was something she would not permit, and we politely told her we would not be part of the Empire then. Politely is one way of putting it. What do you think, Sybil? And the Firbolg shrinks a little and says, polite is a way of saying so. And the Dragonborn says, we told her pretty straightforward, and with no small effort of magical nature, that we would not be controlled if it were by her hands in the manner she requested. Complete fealty, that is not something we operate well under. Yes, we work best together and allowed to do as we like.
Thank you, sisters, for answering my query.
You wish to know where to find a heart of a hero?
No, we wish to know where Vanya is.
They will not help us without compensation.
Simply put, Vanya's in Trosha. But we can help you get there.
That sounds pretty useful.
It would be useful, passing the borderlands, ignoring the wastes, moving through mountains without trouble. I feel as if you could really use our help if you are to make the Empress proud.
We're listening.
A specific location will be appreciated as well.
I think we could do that. What do you think? Yes. We could give you location, information, perhaps some weaknesses, in exchange for the heart of a hero.
Did you have a specific one in mind?
I think all of you are quite familiar with at least one apart. However, in about a day's time, one will be returning to Blackstone. In fact, two ought to be returning to Blackstone. One might be returning to Blackstone, one might be tracking you at this moment, but they are very tired. As of now, their hearts are weak, and we need a strong red heart.
Then I will make them strong before I cut them down.
Yeah, we'll be sure to tuck them into bed at night and give them some of your tea.
Lovely!
Yes, one of these you speak of is the Firbolg.
Sorry to interrupt. Could we buy some of your tea for the road?
Violet looks to Sybil, who looks to Demi, and then looks back to Violet. And Demi says, first, in response to Fahir's question, Fahir, what was your question again?
I was asking if one of the heroes is the Firbolg.
Right. One of them is certainly hell-bent on finding you, and she has a cute sense. A good suggestion on your part. The other is the tall one who travels with her on occasion. That broad figure, the hat.
Her heart will be mine.
Or will it be ours?
For a time is all I need. Possession is not my goal.
Sybil says, if you'd like to take some tea with you, you can. You just require a trade.
What would you like in trade?
What would we like in trade? What should we ask for in trade? It feels fitting to ask for something you would be so hesitant to part with. And some of you have already lost your grip. Your grip in the swamps. What have you that you would like to offer?
I money? I don't. And then she'll open her little purse and look through it and see what else she has in there.
Money out here. Money out here. Money out here. What has a head and a tail and no body? Coin! We have no need for money.
Don't really have much on me.
The blood of good-hearted people, perhaps?
The heads of your enemies.
Or the blood of the Empress in somebody's vein.
Oh, did you want my blood? That's fine. I don't care.
There
Sylvie.
is power in blood, princess. Think wisely about this decision.
Yeah, that's fine. And
N- Princess, this is.
but it's really good tea, guys. Really,
I am
really
aware
good
I
tea.
will endeavor to make you something similar. This is an unnecessary gambit.
I know the smell of the herbs. I can find them in the swamp if necessary.
Violet makes eye contact with you, Sylvie, and your vision begins to blur, and it almost seems as if you're seeing all three of them at once, dancing in your vision, just swapping faces, each of them. And then at once they all say, "Are you sure?"
Yeah, sure. You can have my blood.
Princess.
What? It's fine.
Yeah, I don't know if this is a good idea, Sylvie.
It is unwise to give that sort of power to those who are unwilling to work within the Empire. It is especially unwise for this particular trade.
You undersell them. They have this power already. To recognize the divinity of blood is unprecedented to outsiders.
Yeah, I know that. I also know my mom's afraid of them, so, whatever
That
helps them more is great. So yeah, you can totally have my blood.
The spirits of the
Princess.
mists, the spirits of the wilds, the spirits of emotion, of vitality. They beckon. We will take your blood. And Sylvie, you are gripped with pain. And at this point, you've had time to regain your legs, and you suddenly find yourself on the ground as gashes appear across your skin.
I pick her up and try and take her outside.
Hey, I slap at him. No, don't touch.
The ears and nose and mouth and eyes begin to weep blood that drips and drains and then floats in the air over towards the sisters. And they each put a hand out and catch a part of it in their palms, and their fists close and it drips down their wrists and through their fingers. Thank you, princess!
Yeah, totally fine. How much health do I lose for that?
Yeah, one moment. Gotta roll some dice. Uh, 42.
All right.
Any other trades you'd like to do? And Sybil goes about preparing a packet of the tea, and then also a bottle for you to take with some brewed for you already.
Oh, thanks. That's so nice.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask if I could buy some of that tea off of you, but if you're just giving it to us, that's awesome. Thank you.
Trade is trade is trade is trade is trade is trade is trade. Would you
But
like
then
to offer
not
more
just-
blood?
But I mean, you've already offered the tea up for free, so why would I offer anything? You know.
To the princess, she asked first.
You can have some of my tea.
What you do with your possessions is your own will.
Does
Our
anyone
time
have any other
is
questions?
If we can get the thing we came for initially, we can be on our way, and this whole endeavor can end more quickly.
We go to Blackstone.
Yeah, they told us.
We should leave. We should have left.
Actually, if it's not too much,
Is
think we could rest here for the night before we travel to Blackstone?
Yes! Sleepover! Yes!
We need to give the heroes
Goratan
time
pulls
to
out
recover.
Thumbkin.
We need the strong hearts.
still several hours journey at least. We can rest in
Sorry, I'd
Black.
rather not rest in the cart.
and get
These
not
guys seem cool.
and
I don't
comfortable.
know what the problem is.
Sorry, Ted, what were you say?
we can rest in Bloodstone when we get there. It's still several hours travel from here to there.
But they're
If
so
we beat
nice
them-
here, and they have tea.
And snacks.
Ooh, what kind of snacks?
Popcorn.
Mages who exist in a forest of in a swamp of madness outside of any civilized world. This is
They have popcorn.
Popcorn and slugs.
Fahir,
See, a little something for everybody.
Fahir, let's go. We're going to Bloodstone.
Agreed.
Copperson, I wish to request some time to myself. A meeting with the sisters.
We could
Request
always,
denied. Let's go.
we can always split up. You three can go first, and here, Dad and I can stay here, and we'll meet you guys later.
Yes, yes, yes. Divide, divide, divide and conquer. Yes.
I will not be separated from you, especially not in this place.
It's fine in here. The fog hasn't affected us inside the. Is this a hut? Just want to
Yeah.
confirm. Yeah, it hasn't affected us in the hut. I no longer have a tail. See? And she
Oh,
wants
she's
to her like.
Contrary,
She's
I want
embarrassed.
to praise
Oh.
upon you more here.
We would say that it's getting dark and you should make a decision soon, but the Divine Empress demands it be dark at all times.
Princess, let's go.
Why? It's gonna be dark, and I'm tired. We've been
I will
traveling like
carry
all
you.
day.
I cast
Not the
command on the
point.
princess.
Cool, make a wisdom saving throw, monkey.
Also, what's the command?
Follow.
It only lasts for like a round, right?
It's enough. Once she's outside the door, she turns into a fish and she. All right. You are compelled to follow.
I will try to catch her before fishtail becomes an issue.
As will I.
Okay. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. We'll see you soon.
Yes, you will definitely see us again.
I take the teacup I set aside and puke poison into it, and then hand it back to them.
Thank you.
be seeing you real soon.
They beam.
But I wanted popcorn, cries.
As if popcorn doesn't exist anywhere else.
But they
Fucking
probably have
spoiled brat.
really good popcorn. Their tea was really good. Can you imagine how good their popcorn would have been?
I will once again forego the boat and just walk across the to get the fuck out of here.
Like
I
the
think I'll just
second
jump
everyone else.
into the water because I'm upset about being commanded to
Nah.
leave.
Like
No.
the sec-
Let me go. I want to go in the water. I want to swim.
You have caused enough harm to yourself, princess. We should go.
the second everyone's out the door, I'm going to try to sneak back into the house.
Sure, make a stealth check.
Come on, fucker. 20.
Let me do some checks.
Yep, that beats mine.
Yeah, well, I was going to ask, how easy is it even to hide from all of us when there's only this, and we're like, we can see everyone?
Well,
you know?
just like, well, I mean,
I'm
you
slipping
can
back into the door, trying to not be noticed.
like you can like hold the door for everyone, tail behind, like if everyone's focused on, frankly, Sylvie throwing a pissy hissy fit.
I mean, the bigger issue is that they all have to get into the boat. So at some point,
I only need like 30
yeah.
seconds.
yeah,
Oh
no,
yeah,
no.
yeah. You'll notice that Fahir is taking a minute.
Oh, I won't because I'm gone.
Well,
Sylvie and I are leaving.
Yeah, I'll wait, and my legs tap impatiently on the deck.
yeah. The one who speaks to spirits wants to speak with us.
We have not much time. Freedom. You asked what I want. That is what I want.
For you?
For my people. I am lost already. Too far gone, even for sometimes the spirits to hear my call. But they suffer, and it is my fault. And I want them to be free. I will trade anything.
In unison, they say, "We will consider this trade."
I will see you again. I slip out of the door and go join my friends.
All right.
Are we all done? Good. Let's go.
Could I use as we leave? Can I use prestidigitation to leave a mark on their door that's a curse? In I don't know, some weird language. Do I have a weird language? Yeah, I don't think Deep Speech has a written language. I'll just write it in Undercommon.
Okay, just like a mean word. That's all.
Yeah, it's like a deep curse. It's like a symbol, but it means like horrible curses.
You do, and it does like fizzle, but it marks, and you hear like giggling from the other side of the door.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah.
Okay. You all, well, most of you get in the boat. The others just sprints across the water, and you get back to the carriages, and have to travel through the mists again. This should go a little bit faster, and let's do some survival checks again real quick to get you guys out of here. I need 3 of them, and 3 wisdom saves per. All right. 29 is a fabulous check. Yeah. Okay. Ooh. That one barely scratches. All right. In 3 hours, Fahir can lead you all out. However, I still need 3 wisdom saves from everybody. Oh my word, Sylvie, no.
Ooh, I don't like that 14. I'm spending a key on that.
Okay.
I'm a little concerned that my save numbers have consistently gone down every time I roll. There we go. Reset.
I'm not at all concerned about going crazy.
Okay.
Would you describe this as a magical effect?
It is not. It is certainly not.
If
And
it's
it's
the
not
same
charm or frighten either.
if
correct.
it's the same cart configuration, then that's a 19 for Rescar.
Okay.
Ooh, my last one is a 16, even with a reroll. Gross. And I am down 2 key points.
A 16 will save. Can you make a 3 wisdom saves for me, dear? Thank you very much. And I need 3 D100s from Sylvie.
I already rolled it.
Oh, you did? Mm-hmm. And then 1 D100 from yep. Okay. All right. I'll work on that in just a second. But you guys breach through the borders of the mad mists and can breathe clearly, and are faced then on the eastern side, particularly because Blackstone
I
and
wouldn't actually have to spend that.
Blackstone and Nusset are close enough to the Mad Mist and southwards. For here, you know where to take them. You basically have traveled exactly through the mists, and now you have been on the road for what? That's 6 hours. Now plus some from Canehorn. All right. It is getting closer to about the time when dawn exists, but dawn is not a thing that you experience in the Empire. You have to cross through the Blackstone Waste, but if Fahir is willing to guide, this is not an issue. Confirmation?
Yeah, dog. I mean,
Yeah.
we gotta get to Blackstone.
Okay. You can cross through and at the borders of the Blackstone Wastes, which are a blanketed dry carpet of land that at one point used to be in some degree forests, but never really decently grown, and have only withered without sun. And you soon face
This
the
forest is
borders.
so beautiful.
You soon face the borders of the quaint and coupled city of Nusset and Blackstone, which is here. The city has no border per se, especially as it has been continually merging with the Nusetian tribes, and carries a lot of the influential architecture of Canehorn at some of its northern borders, those like sharp stone cathedrals and black painted everything, because why not? But towards the south, it takes on a little bit more of the texture of the tribal region that it borders, which is both again Nusset and Rudsdal, and has culture that is painted with a little bit of a with decorations of furs and pelts and teeth and bones in a very homey and comforting way. However, it does create a distinct divide between again these annexed regions and the fully what's the word I guess swallowed section of the city that really is adopted from the Empire. Folks, what would you like to do when you're here? Would you like to try to rest? You have now been up for 24 hours.
We should find someplace nice.
I have a home here. As
I'm
does
sorry,
Copperson.
I know I asked this previously at some point. This is Nusset. What is this?
This is Nusset, and this is Blackstone. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
And yeah, this is Blackstone. I didn't end up marking it for some reason, but that's just because it's right next to the wastes.
Got it.
Yeah.
I know I asked that before, but I had to re-ask.
It's my bad. I did not do the thing I should have done.
So we are in Blackstone, not
Yes.
Nusset.
Yes.
Gotcha.
I have humble accommodations. Those of you who are willing are welcome to stay in them.
Sure, why don't you show us where you live?
I nod dutifully and then begin walking to my house.
Okay. Where do you think your house is placed within the context of this city?
Probably on the outside border, even though, there's like a clear divide, but essentially I guess I would have like government housing, like subsidized, probably pretty small housing, subject to inspections, and I would push to have it be as close to the border of the physical border of where my people stay as I could get it.
Okay. Sorry, you said as far as you could, right?
As close
As
as I could
close.
make
Okay.
it.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, this would be on the western side of the city. Again, like it is. I think you're right. Government building. Which means it's kind of quick build. But effective. And anything you have done to make it your own is apparent. So, but I don't know if that's something that Fahir would do.
Fahir has much in the same way that he dresses and presents himself. He has very clear, almost performative levels of decor that are very clearly meant to be a signifier of both his ancestry and his loyalty to the Empire, to the point where it looks like he has arranged it so that people could take photos and immediately get that impression, or come and inspect and immediately get that impression. It feels very purposeful. Also, this space doesn't look particularly lived in. There's just signs of life on basically a small rest chair and the bed and wherever he would need to eat. It almost doesn't look like he has a table for entertaining guests, but has apparently never used it. It looks pristine and clean, and there's almost a thin layer of dust on it.
So
Right.
this is where you live.
That is correct.
It's very. It's nice.
It is a borrowed space. It is home like a patch of ground to sleep on.
Yeah, looks cool. And Sylvia
I
would just
can-
walk through the door.
I can accommodate however many guests are comfortable staying here.
Can the space physically accommodate all of us? It sounds like it's room for you.
Yeah, probably not. I mean,
If you all
it
laid on the
could.
floor, yeah,
it
like
could if you wanna
mechanically.
do a fucking sleepover, like lay in such a way that it would be uncomfortable to walk anywhere. Probably. It'd be like trying to squeeze like 6 people, a lot of whom are pretty large, into like a 1-person apartment.
How tall is the place?
Not tall enough for you to stand up fully
Yeah.
upright, I don't think.
I look over, like crunch down uncomfortably, and I look over at Giselle.
Josal?
Giselle, yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm a supermodel now.
Yeah,
Also, no longer an elephant person, married to Tom Brady.
I don't know who that is, so
Giselle, the supermodel?
no.
Okay, never mind. That joke's done.
Sorry.
I got you, Ted.
I mean, I get the context, but like, I don't know who that is. So.
Victoria's Secret model.
Oh, good for him.
It's a little cramped. Do you think we should stay here?
I will not impose. There are surely other accommodations. For
Think
here,
that-
this is granted space or the home of your people, traditionally.
This is a place I live because I have been told to live here. It is home like a patch of ground to sleep on. I will
Oh,
not
so we
be
could-
upset if you decide to stay elsewhere.
Would you like to stay elsewhere? Because we could probably get accommodations that are, larger.
It would be unwise of me to do something like this so publicly. I will stay here.
Sure. Well, I'm going to see about whatever the nicest place is to stay in town, and maybe we just meet in the morning.
If you will return once you have done that, Princess, perhaps more fine accommodations would suit you better.
What? No, I think here is fine. We should stick together.
Those ladies did mention we're being hunted.
That's very true, but okay, I don't mean to be rude. There's not space for me here. I can't weave a web. I don't want to sleep outside. I've been in a carriage all day. I'm going to the inn, and anyone who wants to join me, it'll be on the Empire.
So we will turn to Copperson. You know what you're doing. What do you think we should do?
Well, seems to me it's best if we stick together. But if Race Car over there can't fit, I guess as long as he meets us back in the morning, it's fine by me.
Yeah, just what I thought. We should all stick together. Have fun on your own. Just meet us back here tomorrow. Yep.
Sure.
How far am I from town? Like from the center of town?
Couple blocks.
Oh, cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll go in.
Okay, yeah, you can cross town into the darker quarter of the anyway, and find accommodation at a place called the Everdusk Inn.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that will cost you 3 gold a night.
Please. Rezkar, advisor to the Empress.
Yes, small business owner in the Empire.
I'm gonna look at him. I look around. I look like behind like whatever desk thing he's on. Does he have all of his papers in order on display?
Naturally.
Yeah. I take a look and say,
I think your license might be expired.
He turns and looks.
I'm not like trying to do anything funny.
Oh, okay. That's what
No.
it sounded like.
No, I have no ability to do like
Okay.
that kind of thing.
Okay. And says, the Everdusk Inn is one of the most prestigious households within the kingdom, and in Blackstone particularly. Miss, if you have accommodation with the Empress, perhaps you can provide proof?
Hmm. All right. Is what's the best room you have?
5 goldenite.
That's the one, sweetheart.
I'll give him 5 gold.
Okay. All right. You were the only one going out, right?
It seems that way, yeah. And I do take heed of the warning, and I set alarms on every entrance into the room.
Mm-hmm. Right, folks. Anything else happening? Who else? Who all is at Fahir's house?
I am wherever Copperson went.
I'm at Fahir's house.
That spell is broken by now. Just in case that wasn't clear.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. All right, fair enough. Josal will be there at first. He will wait until several. Well, he'll wait until at least Sylvia's gone to sleep. Yeah, I can do that in the night. I'm not going to be sleeping, so it's fine.
Okay. Anyone else doing anything while they're awake or theoretically should be sleeping? Okay. Ted, are you doing anything specific while you are resting but not sleeping?
Yes, Josal would like to go southwestish, basically, to the remains of his village.
Okay. You pass through some of the remains of the wastes that are up against
I
the
will
water.
let Goratan. Goratan, I will be back in a moment. Please keep an eye or two on the princess.
He nods.
Goratan, wake up. And yeah, then I will head out to my village.
Okay. You pass through the borders of the city. You see the inlets in the water of the ocean as you walk the border of the wastes. This takes a couple of hours to get out here. But when you do, there is... This particular region is not untouched, not even exclusively with the ruins of what used to be a village that was here, but it appears that there has been some destruction of the forest that it was against as well. And what do you do here?
Josal will go find what little remains of his former house, and he will sit down to meditate.
Okay. You hear whispers, familiar voices, ones that have long since abandoned this plane. And then a clearer voice that you recognize that sounds broken and tired and says, "I'm sorry, I hope everything... I hope you well." This is not an unfamiliar voice, nor an appearance of this voice. You know that you can respond.
It is all right. I am unharmed. I hope that you are recovering and well. You are not in the wastes, I hope.
No. We are, well, apart.
had never expected that in our time, but I hope they are able to grant you the peace and serenity that I failed to help you find.
The whispers of the familiar voices and the beckoning calls of people you have lost slowly fade. And you can meditate and take your long rest here, if that's what you would like to do.
No, I will go back after 30, 45 minutes or so and complete my long rest. I will sit outside, but
Okay.
do it with the rest of the group.
Okay. Fahir, is there anything that you're doing now that you're home?
With guests, I mean, entertaining, I suppose. But probably in like a weird, jilted way. Like not how you would entertain friends, but like business associates that were visiting.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will stay awake until everyone is ready to go to bed and politely excuse myself to my room.
Okay. Do you just retire, or do you do anything mechanically?
Nothing mechanically, but I will spend time, probably about an hour, in religious trance,
Mm-hmm.
doing some prayers. Yeah, nothing
It
really.
It has been a long time since you have connected in a way that has felt as meaningful as this does now, and you know that it is because of the offering you gave just hours ago. You have appeased your spirits. Copperson, what you doing?
I think
Oh,
I think Fahir spends time trying not to cry loudly because he is going to cry.
oh.
All right, that's it for me.
All right. Copperson, what are you doing?
Copperson takes off his armor and sits down in the chair and immediately pulls out his sword to start polishing it even further and commences telling just meaningless, horrible cop stories. You remember the time, there was this time we were on a stakeout. It was a lot like this. Oh, God, that place smelled like stale ale and rancid jerky. It was awful. Might have been might have been a little bit worse than this, actually. And just on and on and on.
I
And-
excitedly participate in this.
Right. And it probably goes on 20, 30 minutes past the point other people are like, I'm going to bed. And then he puts his feet up on the table, perhaps based on the dust pattern, the first thing that's been on that table in quite a long time, and goes to sleep.
All right. Sylvie, anything special for you?
I think while Copperson removes his armor and starts cleaning his weapon, she'll do the same. You can see her remove her armor, and it turns out that she is wearing just common clothing underneath what you had originally thought was just a bikini. As she takes off a pair of studded glamored armor. And she'll just sit there completely entranced in his cop stories and nods along too, and laugh appropriately at times.
Anything Rezkar is doing besides setting alarms and going to bed?
She thinks about what the what were I don't know that I'm saying their names right. The people in the mist.
The Witch Sisters. It's
The
not anything
witch
special.
sisters. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. She thinks about the witch sisters and what they said and what Sylvie said and did, and scratches a bit at her carapace in different spots and like pulls off a little like chunk of it and ew, flicks it away. And just thinks about like what we next need to do next. I have something I would do in the morning.
Okay. Let's get to that then.
Cool. So I prepare different spells, and the when I wake up, I cast Sending to the Empress.
Okay. What do you say?
I say,
everything is going well.
Fuck. I've never cast Sending and never had to think about words. I have tons of spells. I'm not going to care about it.
Okay.
Everything's going well. The witch sisters were very rude when talking about you, and Sylvie gave them some of her blood.
And that's what I'll send.
That's 20 words. I think it might be maybe like under, but yeah. All right.
I've got a thing, maybe.
Okay. The response.
Sorry, just as I'm sending it and waiting for a response, I'm like itching myself.
Okay. The response comes back. That wretched child. This is invaluable information. And that is it.
I smile, knowing I've done a good thing. And the itching gets a little too much, and I start like my body shakes a bit, and all my legs like dig into the wood, and then the wood like splinters around them, and I molt. I pull out of my molting skin because I have a shit ton more hit points now.
Ah, gross.
Nice. Yeah.
Disgusting.
That poor fucking shopkeeper who's got to clean that up later.
Oh, he doesn't have to clean it. I eat it.
Hell yeah, of course you do.
Oh, breakfast!
Yeah. Molting for the feet of tough. Pretty good.
Yeah, it's really good, dude. Disgusting. Copperson, what were you gonna say?
Morning, everybody. How's everybody feeling this morning?
Good morning, officer.
Good morning. Josal, it occurred to me the princess may have been acting a little bit funny last night. Maybe you should check her out. Goroton, why don't you come outside with me? I'll show you the Peridon.
I would prefer to. Sorry, lost the voice. I'd prefer to stay in here with Sylvie if it's all the same to you.
It's all the same, but I imagine Josal's going to be, having a conversation with her. Fahir's here. I thought maybe the two warriors could go outside and swap stories.
Sylvie is still passed out sleeping, which for everyone who's known her longer than a day is weird because she doesn't sleep. she trances usually.
I was just gonna say,
That's a
she's
good point.
sleeping? She's an elf.
Yeah, she's
I mean, I don't
passed
know. I'm
out.
already kind of
She can
worried about her.
choose to sleep if she wants.
Well, yeah, I understand. That's why I asked Josal to take a look. And if you're worried, I'd imagine you'd want to give him space to do his thing. Now, let's go. Let's have a little tough guy talk.
All right.
I'm not exactly a physician, but I can fetch one.
What is it we are looking for?
I don't know. She just seemed a little weird last night. I figure nobody knows her better than Josal. The two of you could do your thing. Me and the tough guy will be outside, giving you all your space. It'll work out well for everybody.
Yeah, because she's not supposed to do that. And he points at the unconscious form. Because, elf, they don't sleep. You guys know that, right?
They are far from the world.
Yeah, so, like, the fact that she's just passed the fuck out is probably reason for concern,
Yes, this is true. Was there something by your metrics, Josal, that she did that was explicitly strange yesterday?
I will assume her fatigue has to do with the blood that was extracted. And Josal will simply walk over to her and gently shake her. Princess.
What? Yeah, I'm awake. Totally awake. And she flops over and goes back to sleep.
It is morning, Princess.
She'll blinks a little, looks around. Where's Copperson?
I'm right here, princess.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm good. And she'll grab her armor and starts putting it on.
Well, your stepdad and I are going to step outside for a second. Why don't you have a conversation with Fahir and Josal?
But
I'll
why
be right
can't
back.
I?
The door shuts.
Do you feel in good health, princess?
What? Yeah, I felt great. And then she flexes.
You are sleeping, Princess. Were
Could you not call me
were
that?
Sleeping.
Could you stop calling me princess? It's kind of weird.
It is your title, but yes, I will respect this. What would you wish to be called instead?
She shrugs. And then turns red.
Well, I shrug back at you as if saying your name. Do you feel well? Copperson seems to have it in his mind that you are ill.
You know what? You can also. You gonna go with that? No, you know what? You can also call me Copperson.
That feels intentionally confusing.
You're not in this room. You're outside.
Oh, did we actually go outside? I didn't think we made it outside before
Yeah,
she
you
woke
did.
up.
Yeah, no, you did.
No,
You-
I shut the
last-
door on you guys narratively.
Okay, never mind. Sorry.
All right. I will begin referring to Copperson as detective to avoid confusion. So, Copperson, do you feel in good health?
Yeah, my health is fine. The wounds are all closed.
Would you allow me an
good.
examination to ease the mind of my partner?
Of course. Why wouldn't I?
Great.
You can make a medicine check.
I'm also going to cast Detect Magic.
Ooh. The detect magic reads some transmutation magic on her gloves, some illusion magic on her armor, evocation magic. Oh, I guess no, that's in the bag. The bag is conjuration magic, and then she has the very faint glow that she does have of evocation magic because she is blooded with lightning and thunder and the tempest. But nothing that would indicate immediately that there is some hold upon her mentally or otherwise. 19. Ooh, dirty 20 medicine check indicates that she's in fine physical health, absolutely, but she seems a little flighty. Her attention seems to kind of continually drift towards the door. And she's kind of posturing a little bit differently than she was yesterday, like squared shoulders and like neck stretched kind of thing, which is a little bit different.
You seem tense. Is there something worrying you? Do you feel well?
Just worried about them outside alone.
They will be fine. I have seen Copperson do things you could not imagine with a blade.
Yes, he is very, very talented. I hope to be more like him.
This, I think, might be unwise of an aspiration. In some regards.
What's
And
happening?
Sylvie narrows her eyes at that.
Per-
Don't you dare insult him.
Sylvie.
Copperson is a fantastic cop.
He is effective at what he does, but he is universally reviled by those who are not me. I can understand that objectively, he is not a person to aspire to be. He still has much to grow and to learn, as we all do.
Exactly. I
he's
have
not
much to
perfect.
learn, so I should learn from him, as he is the best.
I like to Jazal.
Yesterday you were ambivalent. What brings this fascination, princess? Excuse me. Copperson.
Copperson.
That is probably the most physically pained you have ever seen Josal look.
He showed that he was very capable yesterday and worth emulating.
Is this why you have changed your posture?
Yes. Do you think I'm doing a good job? Do I look
Your
more
neck
like...
is tense. Relax.
You will strain something.
You will not heft a blade like Copperson does while remaining tense in the neck. He saves that for paperwork.
I see.
He is quite good at violence. It is everything else he takes issue with.
I need to be better at violence. Got it.
Josal gives Fahir a look of, really? Really?
It is not my fault she wishes to be like him. I can only be accommodating. It is my service to accommodate the crown.
Okay, what is happening outside?
Okay, so after ushering Gorton outside, I'm like, listen, pal, I know you got a little glimpse of him yesterday, but it's nothing like seeing him up close. Just give me a second here. Wait, and I will spend
All right. Um, you pull out some jerky and lay it out, and then whistle really sharply, and the Periton flies over the roof of the house and lands on the roof, and then climbs down to meet you.
Oh, come here, baby. Oh, it's great to see you again. I'm sorry I let him get to you, but it was a real tough fight, and you did great. Hey,
It shrieks
Gorotan,
like
you
a
ever seen?
slaughtered child.
Yeah, you ever seen one this close?
Well, just the other day when you were riding around on that one when we were fighting those guys, but outside of that, no.
Nah, that's not close enough at all. Come here, put your hand up here, right on his neck. He loves it when you scratch him behind his ear. Give him a little scratch.
I attempt to scratch the Periton behind its ear.
The parrot and let you. Have there's an
Aw,
old
lovely.
saying about these things. It's much better in Draconic. Do you know Draconic?
I'm gonna be real with you, buddy. I barely know common.
All right, and it roughly translates to nothing will bind you to a Periton like letting it eat the hearts of its enemy. But like I said, it's much better in the original Draconic. Now, do me a favor, keep scratching behind the ear there. I got one more bit I got to do just to bind him to me. And I will spend the
Oh,
next minute
okay.
speaking in Draconic.
Whew.
And I cast that on Gorotan. Now, does
Oh,
the plus from my magic weapon, do I add that to my spell DC?
uh-huh. Oh wait, no, not to your weapon. I apologize.
That's
no.
what I thought. Okay, so he's got to make
Yeah,
a 19.
Wisdom saving throw.
Do I get to save if I don't know the language? Because it says if I can understand him, I must
That's the
succeed on it.
command. So what Geas is he casts the spell and then commands you to do something.
Okay. Adam.
Oh no.
I'm gonna use an Indomitable. Why not? Yeah, it's still a 13. All right.
Don't worry, it's not bad.
Okay.
Okay, Gorotan, listen. Right, I need you to do something for me. You got to tell your wife to write a glowing review for my fucking personnel file.
Oh yeah, sure, I'll do that, man.
Yeah, they're
she's
gonna-
kind of pissed
they're
off
gonna-
at me right now, though.
Well, wait a second. Just listen to me, right? Here's what we're going to do, right? I'm going to make sure you stay alive. You make sure I stay alive. And then when this is all done, you let her know that I was the hero and the brains and the brawn behind this whole operation. You understand me?
Yeah, sure. I can do that, man. Yeah.
That's great. We're going to make a great team. You and I, we got each other's backs. Now let's keep this a secret between the two of us. Understood?
Totally a secret. You got it, buddy.
Fantastic. Hey, man, you like the Periton?
He's a nice guy.
He's pretty badass, and we'll just hang out for the rest of the time.
I want to show Adam my pet.
Yeah, go for it.
All right. From his backpack, he pulls out this ratty, ancient-looking, stuffed animal, and it does not look well made. It is, it's roughly what you would expect, size and shape-wise, a teddy bear to look like. However, it does look to have been made with the actual skin of a creature. He says, "This is my buddy Fumpkin."
Fumpkin.
Fumpkin,
He looks like a real tough guy.
Well, he used to be. Now he's kind of stuffed, but back in the day, he was a badass too. We used to hunt like all sorts of things, like manticore, like a couple ogres once. It was sick, but eventually Basilisk got a hold of him and he didn't make it. So I stuffed him and I carry him around with me.
Hey, I'm legitimately sorry to hear about the loss of your pal there. But it's
It was
a
like
good
10
thing.
years ago, but
Yeah, but some wounds never heal completely. It's a good thing you got him stuffed and keep him with you. And
oh yeah, no, he still looks out for me too. It is a hawk fox. I have been reminded
fantastic.
to mention. So he's a little fox, and he's got like little hawk wings on his back that look like they're big enough to be functional, but obviously it's a stuffed creature. So
Nice.
yeah, this little guy's been watching my back as long as I can remember, and he still manages even though he's dead now. So that's pretty
Well,
cool.
you know what, Goraton? Now you got two people watching your back. I put my hand up like I'm going to give him a high five.
All right. He awkwardly like raises his to do a fist bump, sees you doing a high five, like corrects to do the high five. Says, oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. We're a team.
Yeah, we're buddies. Hey, could you do me a favor though?
What's that?
You gotta be nicer to Sylvie, man. I mean, like, I get that you're a tough guy, but I mean, she's the Empress's daughter, you know. Like, she holds more sway over than me. Just, if we're giving
Well,
advice.
Look, I appreciate it, but when push comes to shove, I was being nice to her yesterday. I should have done it before I allowed her to give her blood to those 3 hags. Couldn't let her spend the night there. It's way too dangerous. Empress
Oh
never
no,
would.
I
Empress
agree.
never would
I
have written
agree.
anything for my file then.
I didn't want to stay there either. I think the command was fine. I'm just saying the remarks and stuff. Also, I'm gonna just throw it out there. Sarah keeps PMing me saying kiss him.
Nice.
So yeah.
As we all know, no two men can have a close conversation without wanting to have sex.
Wait, I thought she meant the Hawks Fox thing, the stuffed
No, I'm
toy.
pretty sure she
It's
meant
a stuffed toy.
No, I'm just being stupid. That's all. Also, making sure that Logan's reading chat because he very frequently doesn't.
I'm reading chat. Don't you worry.
How dare you? He is very dedicated to his wife. How dare?
So yeah, that's Fubkin,
And he puts the there's like a crunch as he moves the stuffed creature back to his bag.
Oh god.
It is missing a leg. I don't know if I mentioned that.
You know what? Why don't you and I go back inside and see how the princess is doing?
Sure, that sounds great, buddy.
Okay. Well, I think we're at time, so we will. I'll first run this by Sean. Do you meet up with everyone else in the come morning, or do you do something else?
Yeah. After I finish everything, I'll head downstairs and pay the man another 5 gold for another day, just in case. You never know. And I'll instruct him.
Send someone up to clean, but don't touch my webs.
Little salute.
Yeah, and then I'll head to rejoin the others.
Okay, so we'll start next week with you all getting back together.